Hello, welcome once again to another lovely weekend. Of course, we've got Matchweek 30 of the English Premier League, and I am here again. Lampard is always on set to bring you nothing but the best of sports from the sporting world. I've got Matchweek 30 of the English Premier League for you this weekend, and Manchester United will be hosting Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. It's Francis Agochison Lampard, and I have passion for sports now will be hosting Liverpool at the Old Trafford or the theatre, and Romelu Lukaku has scored 99 league goals. He scores again, he will be the fifth youngest player to reach 100 goals and to reach the milestone against Liverpool after Hurricane earlier this season. And match week 30 of the English Premier League, Manchester United versus Liverpool. 51 matches played between these two sides, and 11 of the 51 were draws. Manchester United won 27, Liverpool won 15, and Liverpool picked 13 points from their previous 5 English Premier League fixtures, and Manchester United picking 11 points from their previous 5 fixtures in the English Premier League. And of course, it is going to be interesting game. Jose Mourinho and his charges would want to pick the maximum 3 points, and Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, they are forced to reckon with this season. They are doing so well. Mo Salah, he is in top class form. Front three for Liverpool are doing so well. The likes of Mo Salah, Firmino, and Sadio Mane, they are really on course and they are scoring all the goals this season. Mo Salah has scored more than 30 goals in all competitions for Liverpool this season. That is a mark of a top-notch striker, and without a shadow of the doubt, he is going to be among the top players that categories this season. Now let's continue with Manchester United versus Liverpool as far as score prediction is concerned. And of course, when you look at the previous fixtures, Manchester United got the edge, but it seems this season Liverpool are doing so well. I think Liverpool will neck this one out. Remember, the first leg ended goalless at Anfield, and this one I think Jurgen Klopp and his charges will want to move forward, will want to clinch the second spot again. As far as score prediction is concerned, I want victory for Jurgen Klopp and his Liverpool side. Let's continue with Huddersfield Town versus Swansea City, and of course at John Smith's fortress. No, it is not a fortress, because Swansea City this time around, they are doing so well. Remember, during match week 29, they have thumped West Ham United by 4 goals. It was fascinating game. It was end-to-end encounter, but at the end of the day, wow, Swansea City, they have done well, scoring 4 goals in the process. It tells you how credible they are this time around, how serious they are, how desperate they are to get themselves off the drop zone. Huddersfield Town versus Swansea City. Huddersfield Town are aiming to win the second successive Premier League home match for the first time since November 2017. That is absolutely atrocious. They've got to do something about this particular fixture. But Swansea City are just got 9 matches more to end the season, and they want to survive. In fact, the new manager, he is doing so well. Carlos Cavaha is doing so well for Swansea City. 10th position with 30 points, and Huddersfield Town, they are also on 15th position with 30 points. Both are on 30 points each. So it seems it is going to be KG encounter. Nobody will want to concede goal in this particular fixture, but I think Swansea City, despite the fact that they are going away from home, John Smith Stadium, I think they've got the edge. So as far as score prediction for Huddersfield Town versus Swansea City is concerned, I will go with 2-1 victory for Swansea City. Let's continue with West Ham United versus Burnley at London Stadium. And West Ham United, I can't really fathom what is happening to West Ham United. West Ham under the watch of David Moyes. Remember, during Matchweek 29, just over last weekend, they were thumped by, in fact, as I just said early on, by Swansea City. It was 4 goals. It doesn't speak good, because I can't really fathom this crucial moment of the season. If relegation threatened like Swansea City are scoring you 4 goals, then you have to know that something is wrong with you. And then to another fixture against Burnley. Burnley are doing so well, especially the first half of the season. They've done extremely well. They have shown and hove. They have done all the best. They have done all they could, and they have accumulated lots of points. They have won almost all the points first half of the season, and it seems the second round of the season they are not doing so well, but they have picked so many draws, which to me doesn't speak good, because West Ham United this time round it is going to be KG encounter, and West Ham versus Burnley. West Ham have won 5 of their 7 Premier League meetings with Burnley, including all 3 of their home matches. So history plays a part in this particular one. As far as score prediction for this very one is concerned, I can't look past Burnley in this particular fixture, but it seems West Ham United will rise back. They will fight back, because they are going into this particular fixture of the maximum 3 points. David Moyes and his charges will rise back. And as far as score prediction for West Ham United versus Burnley is concerned, I will go with 3-1 victory for West Ham United over Burnley at the London Stadium. Continue with West Bromwich Albion versus Leicester City. And West Bromwich Albion versus Leicester, this is the most played fixture in the history without a home win. In 7 meetings between West Bromwich Albion and the Foxes, there have been 5 away wins and 2 draws. History plays a part. History plays a major role in this particular fixture. And again, Leicester City, they are doing well. Stone on sun this time round. They want to pick maximum 3 points, and of course, we've got 9 matches more to end the season, and they want to survive already. They are on the verge of surviving, because they are not doing so. They are not doing bad this time round. They will want to pick the maximum 3 points over West Bromwich, struggling West Bromwich Albion. Guess what? They are stuck at the bottom of the league table, just stuck at the 20th position. They are not doing anything good. They are cut and drift. They are show, if anything, to West Bromwich Albion, even though they've got 9 matches more to do something to at least survive, but it won't be easy. And again, they are playing against at this moment. They have done well, especially the second half of the season. And again, Riyad Mahrez, the guy, is doing so well for Leicester City. And in fact, as far as score prediction for West Bromwich Albion versus Leicester City is concerned, I will look to 1 victory. Now let's continue with our fixture at St. James Park, and it includes Newcastle United versus Southampton. Another fascinating game, another thrilling game, another. As far as Matchweek 30 is concerned, Rafa Benitez and his Newcastle United, remember, they are going into this particular fixture off the back of a very serious defeat to Liverpool. And again, I don't think Rafa Benitez and his Newcastle United will want to lose this particular one, will want to miss out on this particular one. They will fight hard, they will do everything possible because they are doing so well this time around. They want to reach the 40 points mark. They have done well, especially the second half of the season, without a shadow of the doubt survive, because they are though on 17th position with 29 points. They are cut and drift, and again Southampton, their opponent, they are also on 18 but survive. They need to reach the 40 points mark. That's the most important thing. And as far as score prediction for Newcastle United versus Southampton is concerned, I will go with 3-1 victory for Rafa Benitez and his charges. Now let's continue with the Big Sam Allardyce will be up against Brighton. Everton versus Brighton, and of course these two managers, Chris Hilton and the Big Sam Allardyce, but us it is going to be tough, it is going to be fascinating, it is going to be KG encounter Everton. The Big Sam Allardyce, he wants to survive, and he has done it with lot of clubs. He has done it with so many clubs. He has him to survive with Everton, and again when Rooney is beginning to pick form and Ramiro Lightenbenz Island, his back, he will be in action for Everton this weekend. Coco Martina and also Steven, all the guys, they are back, and it seems the Big Sam Allardyce, he has raised a very serious team against Brighton in this particular one. But as far as score prediction is concerned, and of course it's the Goodison Park, I will go with my 2-1 victory for the Big Sam Allardyce and his Everton. Now let's continue. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace at the Stamford Bridge, and again Chelsea are going into this particular one with a huge burden on the manager Antonio Conte, and his side lost 2 games in a drought. 2-1 loss to Manchester United and 1-0 loss to Manchester City, the 8th and week 29 respectively, and they could become the only second team to win 3 consecutive Premier League away matches at Stamford Bridge after that season. That's just a way of history for you. And as far as score prediction is concerned, and of course it's the Stamford Bridge, I don't think particular fixture, having it at the back of their mind that they've got a blockbuster against FC Barcelona next week Wednesday, and it is going to be training, it is going to be KG encounter. In fact, Chelsea are very poor, they are very shambolic, especially their game against the league leaders Manchester City. Antonio Conte needs to do something, especially their game against Manchester City. They were absolutely shambolic, they couldn't do anything, and of course he started the game without a striker, Eden Hazard. He was struggling against Manchester City. And as far as score prediction for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace is concerned, I will go with my 3-1 victory for Chelsea. I am not writing off Crystal Palace in this particular fixture because they want to survive and they will shove and hope, they will do everything possible, but I think this time it will be Chelsea. Now let's continue with Arsenal versus Watford at the Emirates Stadium. Again, Arsene Wenger must go. It continues on and on. Arsenal, they were very porous against Manchester City back to back, and again the most fascinating side of this Arsenal team, they have lost 3 games in a row. One in the Carabao Cup against Manchester City, it was 3-0. Manchester Matchweek 29, Brighton beats them by 2-1, and again it seems as a Wenger this time, I think the entire Arsenal team need total overhauling from the defense to the midfield to the striking option, and of course the manager must go. As a Wenger, over 20 years you haven't won anything substantial for the club. This is the time for Arsenal owners, this is the time for the management, this is the time for the owners of Arsenal as one of the top 6 clubs in the Premier League. But this time round, Arsenal aren't doing well. They are not doing anything good. Defensive, very very bad. And of course, this guy Granny Xhaka is very very shambolic. I think if Arsenal are to do overhauling Granny Xhaka, this guy they must fuck him off the door. I don't think he is good enough to play Arsenal, because Mustafi, all the guys, they are very very bad. I don't know whether the Arsenal are very very poor this time around. I can't really fathom what is wrong with Arsenal. They can't just do anything good, and they are struggling. And again, they are in the Europa League. I don't know. We haven't seen the results yet against AC Milan. It will be something else. The whole Arsenal team need total overhauling. As a Wenger, he must go. I think this is the time for him to leave, pack bag and baggage, and leave Arsenal. And this particular one, it is going to be very 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 difficult for them, because Watford, they are doing so well this time. Troy Junior and Co, all the guys, they are playing very very good football. They are on 9th position with 36 points, and Arsenal on 6th position with 45 points. 9 points between Arsenal and Watford. It is going to be thrilling, it is going to be fascinating, and I think it is going to be very very difficult for Arsene Wenger and his charges, because Watford are leaving no stone unturned, and of course they've got just 420 points mark, and it is going to be fascinating. And as far as score prediction for Arsenal versus Watford is concerned, and of course I think this one, it's the Emirates Stadium, it is going to be 1-1 after full 90 minutes of action. Now let's continue with the house Bournemouth versus Spurs versus AFC Bournemouth, and Spurs have kept a clean sheet in their last 4 matches against AFC Bournemouth. The only goal they have conceded against the Cherries was Matt Rachel's strike 49 seconds into the first Premier League meeting. And this one, it is going to be very very serious, because Spurs going into this particular fixture off the back of a very very serious and painful defeat to the old ladies of Italian football in the UEFA Champions League, and the Spurs couldn't qualify for the round of 8. Spurs couldn't qualify for the quarter-final of the Champions League, and in fact they want to qualify for the Champions League next season, because they go to fight hard. And AFC Bournemouth, they are also on 12th position with 33 points, and again Mauricio Pochettino and his Tottenham Hotspur, they've also got 58 points on 4th position, and this game is going to be fascinating. Tottenham Hotspur, they are playing good football, and of course Harry Kane is doing so well. Dele Alli, all the guys, they are doing so well. And at the house Bournemouth, they are also fighting hard to survive relegation, and it is going to be something else. And it is the Vicarage Road, and I think Tottenham Hotspur, they've got the edge. Okay, is concerned, I will write off AFC Bournemouth in this particular fixture, but they don't deserve a win in this particular fixture, because Spurs are doing so well. And as far as score prediction is concerned, I will go with 2-1 victory for Mauricio Pochettino and his Tottenham Hotspur. Now let's continue with final game. On Monday, Stoke City will be up against the league leaders Manchester City, and of course Manchester City are doing so well. They've won their first silverware against Arsenal, beating Arsenal by 3-0 back to back. They beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. They beat Arsenal in Matchweek 28 fixture, and they won against Chelsea in Matchweek 29. And of course, they have qualified. What a scintillating performance for Pep Guardiola and his charges. Raheem Sterling is doing so well. Kun Aguero, a force to record, and of course, this young guy, I can't just stop watching him. He's a class. He's absolutely phenomenal. Sane, what a player he is this season. Fascinating, fantastic footballer, absolute. I don't know the adjectives to describe this particular young chap. He is very good. He has done so well for Manchester City this season. Is Leroy Sané. Fascinating, and of course, Manchester City going into this particular fixture off the back of a very scintillating victory against Chelsea. They beat Chelsea by 1-0. Aguero has scored 8 goals in his 8 Premier League matches against Stoke City, including a brace in the last 2 away trips, and he could now become the first Premier League player to score at least twice in 3 consecutive away matches at the same club. And of course, it is going to be fascinating as far as score prediction is concerned. I will go with 5-0 victory for Pep Guardiola and his Manchester City, because Stoke City, they are really struggling, and they are on 19th position. And what? I can't give them anything in this particular fixture. Looking at the way Manchester City are playing this season, and of course they are forced to reckon with. It doesn't matter home, it doesn't matter away, wherever they go, they always make sure that they dominate play. And of course, I can't stop watching Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. They have done so well this season, and this is how time will permit me. My name is Francis Agbachisa Lampard. This has been another episode. This has been another lovely edition of the Game Zone analytical perspective of games. And of course, Matchweek 30. The show was proudly sponsored by I Belong to Jesus House of Carports and Attract Studio. Till then, do enjoy the rest of your weekend, but catch me on Monday. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I've got a lot in stock for you. And of course, I am going to do a giveaway for all my viewers. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, Francis Lampard on YouTube, for the best. My name remains Francis Lampard, and I have passion for sport. Till then, and bye for